So, in October, the draws for the Women's Rugby World Cup, or simply the Rugby World Cup, was drawn. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, England will be the favourites to top this pool, and anything else will be, well, second place wouldn't be so bad, but this is a pool England have to qualify from, because what's not going to happen is a repeat of what's happened with the men's side back in 2015, and thankfully that's now a memory that we've all forgotten. Well, I say we've all forgotten, but I've just spoken about it again because for this video, and now you guys will remember it again. I'm so sorry, but hey, yeah, I believe England will do well to top this pool. And who do I think will finish second? Ooh, that, for me, it's a toss up between Australia and USA. We've just got to see how they do. I think one thing I'm disappointed by is the fact that England opened their account against the USA. Like, I wish organisers could have done it in a way where the best match is the last match, as is the case at the Women's Six Nations, where France versus England is always the last game. Why? Because it's the best game. But it is what it is. I haven't really talked about some other match, have I? Yeah, that'll come last. Right. Pool B. That's an interesting one. Yeah. Canada are the overwhelming favourites to qualify from that pool. And who do I think will finish second? I think, for me, I'm not... you know what? I'm going to include Fiji in that conversation. Yeah. I think any three of Fiji, Scotland, and Wales, any one of them could qualify from that pool. Like, it's an interesting one. I think it will be a close game between any of the three. So I know that Canada will obviously qualify from that pool, but second place is going to be very interesting. But I'm going to put my cards close to my chest about that one, because I have no idea who will finish second. Right, Pool C. This is one like New Zealand, the favourites and winners from the last two tournaments. They'll definitely qualify from pool, even though they've had a mixed 2024. I still expect them to qualify from this pool. Now, second place, that's a race. It's the race for second place, unless Ireland somehow defeats New Zealand, which I don't think they'll do. I mean, we all remember Brighton 2015, but yeah, that's not going to happen this time, I think, anyway. So, who do I think will finish second? I think I did keep my cards close to my chest about Pool B, but in Pool C, I think Ireland will just about get the job done. As for Japan and Spain, yeah, for me, they're going home. Finally, Pool D. France, much like Canada and New Zealand, they will be the favourites to qualify from that pool, because this is the pool of life, if you like. There isn't really a pool of death in this tournament, which I find interesting. Or if there is, which one is it? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, France definitely, but they'll qualify from pool from in this group. Second place for me, straight shootout between Italy and South Africa. As for Brazil, well, they've just got to count their lucky stars that they weren't in the same pool as England, Canada, or New Zealand, because it could have been so much worse for them. Like, we could have seen Brazil concede like triple figures, and that's something we haven't seen at a men's tournament anyway since 2003, when Australia just demolished Namibia and England annihilated Uruguay. Yeah, in this day and age, we don't want to see those type of scorelines. Maybe back then it was more acceptable, but now, yeah, no, we don't want to see those again. So, what are your thoughts on Pool D? Which two will qualify from group? Now, onto the tournament format itself. This will be the second one in succession, which doesn't see classification matches, as we've seen at previous tournaments, with the 2017 tournament being the final one to see classification matches. Did you think that was better, so as to help smaller nations, or do you think that they were a bit of a waste of time for bigger nations? Because as we saw when England won the World Cup in 2014, New Zealand had to play like a fifth place playoff, which just seemed a bit, like, you're not turning. I don't think New Zealand's turned their noses up at a fifth place playoff, but that's the way the tournament was back then. But since the 2022 tournament, there haven't been any classification matches. I think, for me, the way I see it, classification matches, they're good for smaller nations, but for bigger nations, not so much. But that's just my 2 cents on that. What are your thoughts on classification matches? Are you glad that they've been done away with, or would you rather see the return of classification matches? And let me know your thoughts on the tournament as a whole. Who do you think will qualify from group? Which side has the best chance of winning it? I think for me, that's England. They've been unbeaten this year, yes. Anyway, I'm talking a bit too much now, so just put your thoughts down in the comment section below. Who do you think will win? Which side has the best chance? And which sides will be the dark horses?